أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما. Very Lord, praise and due to Allah the Most High and Exalted. We thank Him, we beseech His help and ask for His forgiveness. Whoever Allah has guided, none can misguide him, and whoever He declares astray, none can guide him. And we testify that there is none worthy of worship but Him alone, without partners, without equals. We also testify that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His servant and His messenger. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah for sparing our life, for giving us breath of life to witness yet another day. Today, the world is facing a very strange challenge. The world is facing a very strange problem. The world is facing coronavirus. Like an army that we cannot see. Like an evil force we cannot see. An evil force we cannot fight. No, not with our weapons of mass destruction. Not with our guns, not with our grenades, not with our missiles, not with our stockpiles of missiles and weapons of war. No. This is a creation of Allah that it has defied all scientific methods of eliminating our enemies, the coronavirus. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, He says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, إن الله لا يستحي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعودة فما فوقها فأما الذين آمنوا فيعلمون أنه الحق من ربهم وأما الذين كفروا فيقولون ماذا أراد الله بهذا مثلا يضل به كثيرا ويهدي به كثيرا وما يضل به إلى الفاسقين. Allah says, إن الله لا يستحي أن يضرب مثلا ما بعودة. Allah says He is not ashamed of sending forth for us, for humanity, an example of that of a mosquito. He said, فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا فَيَعْلَمُونَ أَنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّهِمْ. He said He's not ashamed to set forth for us an example as small as that of a mosquito, of something smaller or something bigger. And He said, for those who believe, for those who are believers, they know that this sign is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا فَيَقُولُونَ مَاذَا أَرَادَ اللَّهُ بِهَذَا مَثَلًا يُضِلُّ بِهِ كَثِيرًا وَيَهْدِي بِهِ كَثِيرًا وَمَا يُضِلُّ بِهِ إِلَّا الْفَاسِقِينَ. That says, and for those who are disbelievers, they will be asking questions. They'll be challenging Allah. Now, what does Allah mean by this example of a mosquito or something smaller or something bigger? What does it mean by that example? Allah says, by it He guides the people to the right path, and by it He declares those who are disbelievers astray by it. And this is very important for us as Muslims to understand something. What are we to make out of this current situation? A situation that has brought sorrow to many homes. A situation that has brought confusion to many nations all over the world. A situation that has crumbled many businesses. A situation that has brought sorrow to the heart of the Muslims all over the world. We cannot observe our Salah in Jama'ah. We cannot observe our Jummah. We cannot come together for acts of worship. We cannot come together for Taraweeh. We cannot come together to break our fast except in our homes with our families. So what are we to make out of this situation? And that's why I read this part of the Holy Quran to us. That Allah is not ashamed to set forth for us, for humanity, an example as that of a mosquito. And He says, even of something much smaller than that or much bigger than that. And for those who believe, they know that this sign, this issue, this creation is from Allah. And by it, Allah guides guides the believers, and by it, He declares astray those who disbelieve. For those who believe, what are we making out of this situation? Are we to resign in our homes and be happy? Yes, after all, we don't need to go to the masjid to observe our Salah. After all, we don't need to go to the masjid to observe our Jummah. Are we to be happy with this current situation? Or are we to be very sad about this situation? And if we are sad, what sense are we making out of it? This is a time of reflection. This is a time for sober reflection. This is a time we need to increase in our ibadah. This is the time we need to sit down and think, What if this is our last chance on earth? What if we'll never see tomorrow? What if this situation will wipe out most people all over the world? What if we are among those who will never see next year? This is the time for us to think, what are we making out of this situation? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Imran, it says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, said, Inna fi khalqi samawati wal ard, that in the creation of the heavens and the earth, وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ لَآيَةٍ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ, that there are indeed signs for people of understanding. In the creation of the heavens and the earth, and in the alternation of the night and the day, it said, there are signs for people of understanding. Who are those people? I describe them as الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ رَبَّنَا مَا خَلَقْتَ هَذَا بَاطِلًا سُبْحَانَكَ فَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Allah said, the people who, when they're standing, they think about the creation of Allah. When they're sitting down, they think about the creation of Allah. When they're lying on the side, they think about the creation of Allah. And they say, رَبَّنَا مَا خَلَقْتَ هَذَا بَاطِلًا سُبْحَانَكَ فَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Oh our Lord, you have not created all these things in vain. Glory be to your Lord. Save us from the torment of the fire. So, if people can sit down to think about the creations of the heavens and the earth, about the creation of the stars, about the creation of the moon, about the creation of the sun and other suns, about the creation of other planets, they are thinking of a much more complicated creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the computation of which human beings cannot understand. That you want to talk about the time zone in the space, you are talking about the speed of light. You can't talk in terms of night and day or month. You are talking about the speed of light. If they can think of something much bigger than our understanding in the earth, then how much more these incidents of coronavirus, something we can't see with our naked eyes, something that has brought trouble to many homes. We are afraid to walk about. Some people are very much afraid to walk about with their hand without gloves. Most people cannot step out of their homes. We cannot step out of our homes without covering our noses. We can't return from outside without washing our hands. We're being very careful of what we touch. We're being very careful of where we go. We're very much careful of visiting neighbors. We are scared of neighbors visiting us. And it's just a very tiny, in actual fact much tinier than what you call tiny, because we can't see it with our naked eyes. So what are we making out of it? This is the time for sober reflection. That what if we do not live to see tomorrow? What if it's our turn? What if it's our time? What if we contract this virus? Because among the people that have contracted the virus are Muslims. Among those who are controlled or died of the virus are Muslims. Of course, there are a lot of other non-Muslims as well. But the question we should be asking, like I said, what are we making out of it? This is the time for us to sit down and do deep reflection. We should think about the consequences of this current situation. What if we do not live to see tomorrow? What if somebody brought that virus to our homes? What if we contracted on the street? What if we contracted from the market? And that spells the end of our time. So dear believers, this is not a time to share funny jokes about coronavirus. It's a time for us to think of and to think and assume and prepare ourselves to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like the Prophet they tell us, if you live to see the morning, to prepare as if you not live to see the night. It's a time for us to fear Allah and worship Allah. It's a time for us to worship Allah with certainty, with sincerity, with true dedication. Because nobody knows who's going to be the next. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to please save us from the coronavirus, to please save the world and heal the world of this coronavirus. We ask Allah to forgive us our sin and accept our prayers. We ask Allah to guide us, to save our parents, to protect the virus from our parents, from our children, from our families, from our wives and children and members of our family, and to please heal our nation from this coronavirus. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.